Oh, well, we're live. We're doing it. We're here. Do I have all these things? Let me get these buttons going.
Ketchup.
I said I was doing it.
So good.
Yeah,
What is wrong with
ketchup.
people?
What's wrong with me? I don't know. A lot of things. I got the shitty. I just got the military beard going on. I got it back
Right.
again. Let's see how long it
Gotta let
lasts
it
this
ride,
time.
buddy.
Let's just see how
Let
long
it
it lasts
ride.
this time before I get annoyed with it. I need to trim up the sides though, because this is like so big.
You gotta let those grow to
Just let
make
it
it
grow.
fill in.
It'll hide itself.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. But yeah, we'll just do. I don't know. Do you want to hit listener questions first before we do anything else? And then
Yeah, we can do that.
And then if anybody's in the chat, then we can just say if you guys got any questions, you can ask. And then we can do what we've been up to.
Yep.
Talk a little bit about the Chuck list.
Yeah, definitely.
Talk about lists you've been working on. Your little X-Force in there because we have to.
It's a must. Yep.
And yeah, that should fill up some good time.
Yeah.
And I guess we can go into some. Don't forget to shout out tournament in
Yeah, definitely.
a week and a
That's a big
half.
one. I know, right? It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, we can kind of briefly hit Adepticon. I mean, I know it's kind of old news now, but
I mean, I'm excited for Apocalypse, so I'm okay with hitting it.
sweet. Yeah, me too. Yeah. The monsters,
Yeah.
foes, all the good stuff.
Let's see. Talk about all the games we've been playing. Got you to play Moonstone finally, and Guild
Yes.
Ball.
Guild Ball, got a game of that con too.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know how long you want to wait and give people time to get here because I don't know who's actually coming.
Gonna say, might be just us.
Might just be us. We got to get that consistency. We got to figure out what day we're doing this again. Find out what works for Sam.
Yeah.
And
Honestly, like, I'm thinking about I'm cool with Tuesdays because I don't have to get up in the morning to work Wednesdays.
yeah.
But yeah, we can definitely
But no,
bounce that off Sam first because he's like the
Tuesday's
grown up.
normally Tuesday is normally his game day, so that's why we never did Tuesdays. Was because that was like his game day.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So he normally plays at the store on Tuesdays.
Either way, we
Yeah,
can stick with Wednesdays if that's cool with him.
we'll figure it out. All right, let's go ahead and just get this going. How do I record again? Haha.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Maximum effort.
In this world, there's no surrender.
You don't like a fair fight.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Who the hell is Bucky?
I think you're wrong. Which part? All of it.
I think you're the only superhero in the world.
Touche.
Welcome back to the Rogue Agents podcast. You got Joey and me here, and we're actually back this time. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into some listener questions because it's really kind of relevant for the moment. The first one I want to hit on from Sarah V. Solid listener question. How many times are you going to assure us that you're officially back for real, guys, this time? This time is for real. To go into a little bit of what's been going on is I got out of the military and then went right into just being incredibly busy and just didn't have time for anything. And then because we moved from East Coast to West Coast, and then West Coast didn't really wasn't great. It wasn't great. It's a lot of crap, really. So then we decided we're going to move back over to the East Coast. So now I'm over in North Carolina and been enjoying it rather. So I shouldn't be moving within a month this time, you know? Things are going
See how
real
long this
smooth.
will last.
Yeah, yeah. I guess little live update. I'm probably just gonna go to school and play games and just actually enjoy myself from having some freedom instead of letting myself get enveloped with being too busy for anything. So we are back for real this time. We're going to go back to a weekly schedule, and I think we're probably gonna go back to Wednesdays. We're gonna talk with Sam because he should be coming out of tax season here pretty soon. Otherwise, he'll be with us. He would have been with us tonight, but it's just Joey and I. But we'll get our regular schedule put up, and we'll get back to recording weekly and bringing you guys the wonderful content and ramblings that you adore from us. At least I hope you adore it. I enjoy doing it. So, so yeah, that's basically little catch up. From us. Yeah. So I guess we could play some catch up with MCP. We had Adepticon happen, and that was pretty cool. And I gotta ask you, Joey, is
Yep.
what was you went to Adepticon?
I did indeed.
Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, that was my first one, first Adepticon. It was cool. It definitely lived up for the hype. The games were sweet. AMG had like their own section, which was pretty cool. Like it had all AMG stuff, Shatterpoint, Marvel, X-Wing. It was all in its own area, so that was pretty rad. And there was games going nonstop. They had every type of game. They had the Challenger event, affiliation battle. They had a team, some kind of team event, timelines, of course, and then they had Mojo Ball, which I couldn't tell you the first thing about Mojo Ball. I never really looked into it. People seem to enjoy it though. Those games are rolling all the time too. But yeah, the event as a whole was sweet. Some extremely long gaming days. My timeline's gaming day was the Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and it started at 8:30 in the morning, and I didn't finish up my last game until like 10:45
Oh
p.m.
my god, that's a long day.
Yeah, it was insane. There was the way they do they were doing the packet time round timer situation. So it was kind of random, and then
Mm-hmm.
whenever they said the round was up, that meant you finished the game round that you were in. It's not, you don't finish the action, you finish the whole game round. So that definitely drug things out. And then in between one of the rounds, there was a little Longshanks outage. So that tacked on another like 45 minutes. But yeah, it was great, man. There was I've been seeing a lot of people kind of being negative about timelines. I mean, people were in general, which is whatever, but they were talking about the turnout was terrible and blah blah blah. But there was 57 that showed up, and they originally only had 64 slots, so they let that ride for a while, and those sold out immediately. Those sold out super fast. So what I think happened was they delayed too long, so everybody made plans,
Mm-hmm.
and then when they decided to open more slots up, they opened up to like 128 total, which was
Yeah.
insane. And so it basically, long story short, made it look bad. Like, oh, nobody showed up, but it was full initially. So, but I think timelines was fun, just as fun as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was awesome. I wish every con had timelines. Don't know if they will. I've been eyeballing Nova, but they haven't put it up there, and I don't know if they're
Yeah.
going to do it. But yeah, it was a hell of a trip. Nice. We drove up there. Shout out to the guys from Wilmington that let me ride with them. Crashed with them in an Airbnb and played games for 4 days straight. It's pretty wild.
Sounds like a good time. I think NashCon. I think Nate made his announcement for NashCon, and I think he's doing an event there. I think it's a team event where it's using the timelines roster. So you have three
Oh, cool.
teams, three players on a team that will build their rosters based off of the timelines. I think that's what he's doing. And
That's a super cool idea.
I think squad goals being held up in Illinois next month. I think that's timelines as
Yep,
well. Like just using the roster.
that's cool.
So
Yeah, I talked to a couple guys up there, and they said they were doing that, which seems fun. I
yeah,
like the idea that Nate threw out there. That sounds awesome.
I think a lot of people are like really liking the timelines roster for the characters you have available to you and letting you explore. And I think what the biggest thing that I've seen is it looks like timelines is really like a good palette cleanse within the game itself. So you get kind of
Absolutely.
burnt out from whatever is going on in the meta scene, and then you can go play timelines, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like you're just refreshed, like, man, I feel great again. Like it's kind of cool to have that within a game, especially when it's so competitive and how
Yep,
people treat the game. So you don't feel like you got to go buy a whole nother game and learn a whole nother rule set and do all this stuff. You literally have a palette cleanse within your game. Like I don't know, it's to me that's just almost really, really, really cool
yeah,
because you don't feel like you are gonna go waste money on something else, and then now you're gonna end up just swapping games because you spent so much money on that game. So
exactly.
I
And
like it.
most of the time, like, yeah, you have a ton of models usually. Like
Yeah.
everybody I know that plays the game has a ton of models, so it's like I think it's cool. You get to use more of your models at the same event. I mean, I loved it. That was some of the funnest MCP I played.
I am kind of curious though for you because like I own most of everything. There's some things I don't own anymore, but I really slowed down with my purchases over the
Mhm.
last probably the last 6 months because I was so busy.
Yep.
And then I just went through recently and got the stuff I was missing that I wanted. But I feel like that's kind of common across the game right now. Is that something that you found yourself doing too? Is like slowing down with your purchases and really only getting what you want, or do you still kind of just buy everything?
No, I kind of stopped buying everything around, damn, when was that? Probably around the time, like what came out before Gwenpool and Squirrel Girl. It was like right around that time. I kind of really started picking and choosing the
Winpool
stuff
was
that
that
I was
like
gonna get.
that was right around Bill, wasn't it?
I think
Like
so.
like right
Yeah.
after Bill, not
Yep.
right after, but like the wave after Bill, I think.
Yeah. Because I picked up that box and like I said, right around that time frame, I picked that up, and then I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just pay attention a little bit and see, because I really wanted to buy stuff that I would actually play regularly.
Yeah.
Because I have a handful of models from way back, and they just kind of hang out. They're primed, but I haven't really put them on the table yet. So
I think I don't know. I feel like MCB is definitely at a spot where you can just buy what you're like drawn to. Like for me, like
absolutely,
mutants, like I can just buy the mutants that I want to play now, and I have filler for what I need.
yep,
Because stuff dating way back then, Zemo or OG Zemo is still just one of the best three threats in the game, and I
still
think that's
crushing it.
a fact. And I love it. I love it. Like, and I think AMG has really slowed down because you and I were talking about this the other day
Hmm.
about how AMG has really slowed down with like new affiliations. Because if you really think about it, the last new affiliation we said was Hellfire Club.
Yeah,
Um, and before that was like Hydra, or after that was Hydra. Like basically, like Hydra and Hellfire Club were like the last like true affiliations to come out. And I think AMG's in a really good spot that they could just really just put characters out to fill out affiliations and really just grow the game wide instead of tall, which I think is a great move. I'm curious to see what Apocalypse does.
oh yeah.
As you
I'm
as you can
sure. I'm
see
sure a
behind
lot of
me.
people are on that boat.
And I love Apocalypse. But I guess we could go into what they spoiled coming out over the next 2 I know like you and I are both excited for foes, and they showed
Oh
off a
yeah,
lot of the foes, and man, I don't know what to think about Sandman. I think he looks crazy and interesting. Having two grunts from one person is like what?
yeah, and they
uh,
push, which is so sick.
he's gonna be a control monster. Like you need a little bit of control in your team. Put Sandman in there. You're there. You go. Everybody playing scoundrels with Sandman, just pushing people out
Hmm.
points left and right. But man, I want to put Sandman in my X Force. That sounds exciting. So let's see. You got
CMA X Force.
Sandman, Vulture, Shocker,
Yep,
Electro.
Shocker got they got his card out too. He
Yeah,
seems super cool to me. He seems like he's nothing flashy or anything. He's just a
Well,
solid 3 threat, man.
I like the little bit on his card. What was it? The very bottom where it's like -1 will die when you're
Yeah, if
within
you're within
range.
range too, it's so good.
Like you just go and make him a tar pit, and it's a
Yep.
passive ability, right?
Mhm.
So does that
It
mean
is.
that if he's dazed, are you still affected by it if it's a passive ability? Because it's a
I
bubble.
don't
It's
think
a
so.
bubble. It's a bubble around him. And I don't think
Right.
we've had any. I don't think we've had anything like that.
Well, what
Um.
about Loki? If he's dazed, you don't count.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Yep. Never mind. There it
Yeah.
is. Loki. I forget about Loki all the time.
What a menace.
I, you're not wrong. Uh. But yeah, no, foes look sick. I can't wait for that. I've
Yeah.
been holding off on playing foes until all they come out, and it's getting closer and closer, so I'm excited. Shang-Chi and Silver Sable look sick. Well, Shang-Chi,
Dude,
we don't know what Sable
he
does,
looks
but
awesome.
he
He's
looks
gonna
pretty
be
cool.
fun.
And then what, Ben Riley,
Mhm.
Spider-Man, and Gwenom? Like who saw that coming? Who saw Gwenom coming
I
to the game already? Like
not Gwenom. I kinda into Scarlet Spider, everybody was talking
yeah,
about him.
yeah.
And Gwenom? Absolutely not. That was a huge curveball for me.
So I guess my question to you, let's talk about Ben Riley real quick, right?
Mhm.
He because the card was shown.
Mhm.
And I hear people talking all the time about how he just looks like core box Peter, like original OG 4 threat Peter. Like he's got a lot of the same stuff, the same defenses, the same attacks, the same abilities. And I hear people almost complaining about it, but I'm almost like, that's actually really good because now you could take a Peter and then another Peter, essentially. You could take that core box Peter with Spectacular Spider Man now.
Right.
And I think that's actually really cool instead of being forced into, well, I can't take this now because he's got the same name as Peter. So
Yeah.
I
Well,
think it's neat.
he's like a mashup of Spectacular and Core Peter.
Yeah.
But I think the main standout is his web whip, that superpower. That thing is nuts. Like
What's that
reading
one
the
do?
card, so it's a two cost superpower.
Mm-hmm.
Choose an enemy within range 3 and line of sight. Push it towards this character's short, then place this character within a range 1 of the enemy. Like on the card, it doesn't seem that crazy, but if you put 2 models on the table and do it, like it's
Mm-hmm.
nuts. It's a really cool mechanic, I think.
I could see
It's gonna
that.
throw a lot of people off.
I could see that. And then we got Namor and another T'Challa coming out, which I think
Mhm.
I don't know. I kind of wish they did T'Challa's father for this one, especially.
Yeah, I think a lot
Um,
of people were thinking that.
yeah, because it's like now you have 3 Black Panthers you're gonna have to choose from on which one you want to play with at the table at one time.
Yeah,
When you could have had, I mean, maybe it was like that for a reason, and maybe it was busted if it was his dad. Um, but Namor, I can't
yeah,
wait to see what he does. Like
yeah. He's gonna be
it's like
rowdy.
one of the first of Marvel, right? Well,
Yeah,
first of like
he's gonna be nuts, I hope.
yeah, and then we get into the real fun stuff. Like the stuff I'm most excited for from like the panel
Mhm.
was Archangel on Apocalypse because I have been waiting for Apocalypse. Every interview we've done with AMG, I ask him when is Apocalypse coming. Um, I guess our last interview was Schick when I asked him Apocalypse when, and he said now. Uh,
Yeah.
uh wasn't quite now, but close enough within this year. It
Yeah,
looks like so. That's pretty exciting. I am super stoked for Apocalypse. So he's
he
by far
looks
my favorite
incredible.
villain.
The
The
model looks so good.
model looks awesome. It's just that menacing pose. I will say my only like is it's a little too similar to Thanos. Like it's very similar to Thanos' pose. And to me, I kind of wish he was pointing. But then somebody pointed out to me on the Discords that I guess during the panel, they said something along the lines that he's gonna have different arms, like the hammer or the axe or something like that. And I was like,
That'll be
okay,
cool.
okay, that's
Yeah,
legit. Like, give
yeah.
me Apocalypse with morphed arms and stuff. Like,
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's gonna have the ball joint where you can like move his like how the Sentinels were, how you can kind of move
that'd
their
be
arms around a
cool.
little bit.
Yeah,
That'd be real
but
sick.
him, Archangel, both those models are sick. I'm actually gonna like
Archangel looks incredible.
Apocalypse is by far like my favorite villain of all time. Like I love him. Love the whole storylines involved with him. I'm excited for him. I'm probably gonna be rocking him to Nova if he's out in time. So I'm
Oh
saying it
yeah,
now. So don't at me when he's
you heard it here
broken.
first.
don't at me when he's broken and I'm just playing broken shit. I mean, okay. Here's what I want. Right, I want something to do with the Four Horsemen,
hmm
and I want Sinister to feel good playing under him, and I want
Yeah,
Gambit to
that's a
feel good
must.
playing under him. Like, if I can get Sinister to feel good playing under him, then I would be so happy because the last time and the first time I felt good playing Sinister was under Malekith, like OG Malekith.
Right.
And I love that. And I really want to play Sinister because I love the model. I love the character. And if he's good under Apocalypse, I'll be so happy. So that's what I'm hoping for. Is there
Fingers crossed.
what's your wish list for Apocalypse?
Yeah, I mean, the horseman mechanic. There's no way that they're not going to do it. They absolutely have to
Yeah.
do it. That'd be silly. That'd be a huge miss. Um, That's the main thing I'm curious about is how the horsemen, what exactly they bring to the table. Um, and then I mean, obviously Apocalypse himself. I want to see
Yeah.
see what he's doing.
That's fair. All right. And then we got what you're excited about. You know, you get the fall spectacular box of all the monsters. You and I were
The
talking
monster
about this.
mash.
We were coming back from Wilmington the other day. And we were
Yeah.
talking about I wonder if Dracula is going to be a leader and have some sort of like monster affiliation because you can't put Dracula in Midnight Suns and just putting him in Cabal just seems bad because then you're going to have like Werewolf and Man-Thing.
Right.
I guess Man-Thing comes with Elsa, right?
She does. Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah. But Werewolf and who's the other good one that's in that box? Werewolf, Mummy. Oh, Werewolf, Mummy,
Yeah,
Frankenstein, and
Frankenstein.
Dracula. But regardless, like Werewolf wasn't really a bad guy, and putting him in Cabal seems kind of odd. So I'm
Right,
curious
yeah.
if Dracula's gonna number one have a leadership, and two if he's gonna bring a new affiliation of like Monsters in the Night or something like that.
I'm
Which
calling
would be
Legion of Monsters.
Legion of
That's
Monsters. That's what you
You
think.
heard it here first.
All right. So I'm excited for that box as well, as because like those characters are just super cool. And then we go into was there anything else that came with him? Oh, we got Weapon X and Maverick.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Which I'm curious to see what they do with Maverick because Maverick is like a crazy cable without telekinetic powers. Like that's kind of like what I see Maverick. Maverick's just a guy with a gun. As far
Yeah.
as I'm concerned, like he's I don't know, like I don't remember him having anything cool. I remember him being a guy with a gun and being
Yeah.
kind of crazy. So I'm curious to see what he'll bring to the game. And a third Logan will be very interesting.
Oh yeah. The model looks sick, at least.
Yeah, you get
I
naked.
mean, I
You
don't
get
know.
naked Logan finally. Like,
Yeah, he's got the crazy helmet on.
yeah.
I don't know what the hell he's gonna do though.
Maybe he just goes crazy. Maybe he does something random. Like maybe they bring like another mechanic like Moon Knight and Goblin where you roll a die and something happens. I think that'd be kind of
Oh,
cool
yeah.
because it is like when he's more of like savage and less in control of what he does. So it'd be really kind of cool to bring in another random mechanic. I don't think it'd be good competitively for a character to have a random mechanic like that, but who needs that?
Just
Like,
give him eight or 9 health and let him run.
yeah,
Run
just
up.
let him run. If he runs into somebody, like if he gets within range 2 of somebody, he has to attack. He can't do anything but attack.
Yeah, there you go.
It doesn't matter if it's ally or enemy. He has to attack somebody who's within range 2 of him.
Ally or enemy. Yikes.
I could see that happening though. Like I could, if they're gonna do it with any character, it would be like him as like the Weapon X, like being
He's
tested
got
on.
no allies, man. He's just
he
fresh out of
just-
the bunker.
I could see it being let's do range 1. If you're within range 1 of Weapon X, he has to attack you.
Or on skulls, you take damage if you're in range 1.
I like the being attacked though. That's really cool. But let's just keep giving Logan stuff that like hurts your team. That's what he does. Oh man. And then beginning of the new year we get the Elsa Man-Thing, which I'm excited to see what they do with that. Be really cool to see what Elsa does and what Man-Thing can do. I'm curious like which direction to take Man-Thing. Is he gonna be simple or is he gonna be just interdimensional crazy? Because they could go so many different ways with him. So we'll see where they take it.
Yeah, keep bringing on them suns, man. I'm ready for it.
All right. So let's go ahead and get back into some of these listener questions, and then we'll move on to our next thing. I like splitting this up a little bit, you know?
Oh yeah.
Let's see. All right, from Conlon. Let's say AMG has decided to address all the banned cards and making them affiliated. Which cards go to which affiliations? So now I gotta pull up Cerebro or something that has like all the banned cards in it. I don't even remember
Oh,
what all the
yikes.
banned cards there are. Let's see. So I know Hired Muscle's one.
Yeah.
Tactics. Is there a way to like look for just the banned cards? Maybe at the bottom. No.
I don't think so. I'm trying to look in the
See.
filters, but
No. Okay, so I know Hired Muscle is one. I could see Hired Muscle being like a criminals card, like being just criminal syndicate.
yeah. I mean, if you're on Jarvis and you go straight from the top to the bottom, it says rotated. Like you could just go in order.
But
They're highlighted
but
in
there's
red.
difference between rotated and banned, isn't there?
Oh, is there?
I guess not anymore. I guess
Touche.
I guess
Yeah.
technically they got rid of the banned and just rotated stuff. So I guess we could just do on the
That's
rotated cards.
It was like
All
you
right.
got acute senses. That's right
To,
up top.
to Jarvis.
Yeah.
The Jarvis protocol. Team tactics. Where's the road? How do you filter it?
I didn't filter it. Like if you just start scrolling down, that'll be red and it says rotated in standard timeline.
Okay. Acute senses. I don't know. I guess let's stick to the banned cards. The cards that were banned. So I can do this. All you've got, the one that you spend power and you basically get another activation.
Oh
Six,
yeah.
6 red or less. I don't know, man. I wouldn't want to see this card come back to the game because that's the only affiliation that would
Absolutely
be
not.
played.
Oh, that's brutal.
But if I had to put it in an affiliation, I think like just like giving everything you got until you die, right? Honestly, just seems like something that's very like it just seems like something maniacal almost. Like I would like it in like foes. Because I
Yeah,
just
that's what I
imagine
was
like
gonna say.
I imagine like Carnage,
Yeah.
Venom going until he's just falling apart. Goblin's just too crazy. He doesn't feel the pain anymore, so he's just continuing to go.
Yeah.
I could see it being a foe scene if I had to put it in affiliation.
Yeah, I can see that too.
All right, what about
Yeah,
bitter rivals?
Carnage is the main one.
What about bitter rivals?
Let's see. Bitter rivals.
Spend 3 characters within 3. Roll 1 less dice on attack and defense.
Oh yikes. That's pretty tricksy. I don't know. That's kind of spiders. That kind of gives me spider vibes.
Like basically like all webbed up essentially, but
Yeah.
yeah, I could see
God.
that. I don't know because Peter's very like not vengeful, right?
Right.
So like I don't like just that's also just the name of the card. I could see now where I would love that would be like X Force. X Force would love that to be like an affiliated card.
Yeah,
But
that
who
would be
wouldn't
sick.
love it to be an affiliated card if we're being real? But bitter rivals, I feel like putting it in Shield, even though they have
Yeah,
enough
I was
cards
gonna say-
already.
Shield, maybe even Avengers.
Yeah, like somewhere like one of the OG factions.
Mhm.
Or putting it in both. Like if you made it to where it could be Shield, Avengers or Cabal, I think that'd be a
Right.
kind of cool thing to do because bitter rivals, or Shield and Hydra. Do put it in Shield and Hydra because bitter rivals. I think.
Oh, there you go.
I think that'd be a cool way to do it.
That
All
would
right,
be
then
sick.
we got drop off.
Drop off.
See, when I think of drop off, I think it should be a character card. Like it's made for like Archangel, Archangel/Angel. If Warren Weatherton could like just have drop off for himself, like I think that'd be a cool way to do it. Like somebody who
I
was
mean,
like
they
known
basically have it already, right? Isn't that like special delivery?
yeah, but that's A Force. So like they
Yeah, I
kind of
know,
do, but I think drop off specifically.
Mhm.
Like if you were to bring that back, then I'd want it for like somebody who was like a character specific, like they were known to drop off people in like fights.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay, field dressing.
Field dressing.
Bring someone back from days. This car could just stay gone. Like
Yeah, I know. Yeah, dude. I mean, that could go anywhere.
it really could. Everybody's got some kind of healing person. I think what would be cool is if they brought Mantis to Guardians, and then you could have it be like her card,
Oh yeah.
or like, or the Shield
Guardians need
medic.
help.
They don't need help, but I'm just I'm trying to entertain the question here.
No, that's fair.
All right,
That would be cool for Mantis actually.
I think Mantis would be the way to do it. Like somebody like that who is like known healer,
Mhm.
and like have somebody like that, like have a card like that. I think that would be dope. All right, hired muscle. I still think criminals. Like I don't like my mind just jumps to criminal syndicate when I think of hired muscle.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that the art on it too? Yeah. That's
Yeah, it's right. It's
and
Rhino and Bullseye. Was there any other ones that were banned? Rocket boots.
Oh,
Rocket
shit.
boots. I always wanted this to just be like a Guardians card just for like Quinn.
Yeah,
Like-
I mean that's all him. That's 100% him.
And what else was there? I think that's it. I think that's it for banned cards.
Yeah.
Like cards that were banned in the past. So yeah, well there you go.
How about
All right. Let's see. From Darth Nader, did you really move all the way across the country twice in the last year? Yes, I did. From Virginia to Washington State to North Carolina. Within, so we moved in November, and then we moved back over here in March. So November to December, December to January, January to February, February to March. So 4 months. So back and forth across the country within 4 months. There you go.
nice little vacation?
Yeah, we're just traveling. It's fine.
Did you sell
And
the boat?
then
I meant to ask you that.
we never ended up buying it. Like we started working on
okay.
it, but we never paid for it. So basically,
Gotcha.
we just
Oh, that's
fixed
easy
it
then.
up. We just like fixed it up for them, and then at that point, it's easier for them to sell because it was cleaned up, and we put some stuff into it, invested some money in it, and then it's like, yeah, let's leave. We still got the RV, trying to sell that. So if anybody's looking for a remodeled RV, let me know. Because that's still back in Washington, and trying to sell it digitally is not the easiest. I don't know. I might one day just go pick it back up and say, screw it, let's just keep it. I don't really know yet. We will see.
Make it called the Rogue Wagon.
The Rogue Wagon.
We can just go to cons in it.
I mean, we could. I have a
Yeah,
lot
try
of
it
work. I feel like I need to do a lot of work with it, though. Like, I don't know. That thing's kind of scary for driving. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest. All right. Man, who is? I can't because everything's like blurred out. I can't tell who it is. So it's funky something, but I can't remember how else it goes. What's
Funky
your
white
thought?
boy.
There it is. What's your thoughts on the current meta, Joey? What are your thoughts on the current meta?
I love it. I think it's cool. Everything seems to be like fun right now. I do have one quick caveat though. I think it's kind of funny. CGR's little change. He's like nowhere to be found, dude. There was like
Well, okay,
only a
I don't
couple
know.
people that played him at Challenger event.
I
which is
feel
insane.
like that just comes down to like once a model gets nerfed, it has a stigma about it. The same thing happened to Medusa, Enchantress, like, and there was nothing really like Medusa's still a fine model.
Yeah,
Valkyrie
she's
was still a
great.
fine model after like right after the errata with Valkyrie and
Mm-hmm.
Medusa. Like they were still great models. Enchantress, I could like see a little bit because she lost a lot of her power.
Right.
But Medusa was the big one where it's like, yeah, she's got triggers now, and it's not just like automatic push. You just push stuff to oblivion, and you can stack with pushes before you flurry and do all this other things.
Right.
But just you get that stigma of, man, this character's been nerfed. The same thing happened to Malekith, and then you saw Malekith still terrorize things.
Dude, yeah,
He
that was
like
that was what I was gonna say.
Like he went
After
away for
his
like
first
2 months, and then he came back with
Mhm.
a vengeance and was like, "You
Yep.
thought you could get rid of me? Not
Yep.
today."
But yeah, I heard somebody say it, and I thought it was a cool way of putting it, was you overcorrect big
Mhm.
time, like, they get changed, and you're just like, "Nah, I'm not playing this character anymore."
Yeah.
But I got one of my buddies still plays him, and he's still a super good character.
I mean, he's just more fair. Like he can't just go
Mhm.
pull everybody in the board because he has insane power generation. Like making chains once per turn is like the way to go. Like it
Yeah,
really is. And then like fixing how the whole token works, like with power phase and all that,
yeah.
that's a lot better now.
It's a lot
Um,
cleaner, I think.
yeah, and like, I don't think he's a bad character by any means, but I think he's more, instead of splash everywhere because you have to, it's play him in his affiliations because he goes with the game plan that's actually happening here, which is
Yep,
better for the game in a whole. If he fits your game plan, then play him. Like, I
exactly.
don't think people should just count him out. Like, I was looking at Malekith the other day to throw him in my
Yeah.
Xavier list. And the only reason I didn't was because he just cost too much. I think 7 threat's a little too high
Yeah.
to run with Xavier. But
Mhm.
I was like looking at him like, man, could my low threat be like just go like Chuck, Malekith, and I don't know, Wolverine for
I
like
just need to bring Storm
15
back out.
for 15?
Get him hopping around with Storm.
Yeah, yeah. But no, I think like you said, the current meta like feels pretty good. It feels good to be playing games again for me because I can actually have like insight on the meta instead of me just like looking at Discord and
Right.
observing, and like I actually feel like I have like an idea of like what the current game state is, which is great. So their second part to their question was, what do you think is a dark horse in the current state of the game?
Mm,
I
Dark
got one.
Horse.
I don't know. I'll let you go first, but I got one.
Oh man, I don't even know if I have one. A Dark Horse.
I don't know if she's a dark
Yeah,
horse
I don't
though.
know.
Okay, I'll say it. Like I don't know if she's necessarily like classified as a dark horse, but like other than my list and our game the other day, I don't see Mystique. And just like we talked about, Mystique is so anti-meta right now.
Oh yeah.
She could stop eyes on the prize plays. She can deception's still super good. And
Mhm.
playing a bunch of games lately, like people just forgot how to play into Mystique and deception. And with how prevalent Ultron is right now and Age of Ultron, like
Mhm.
she can kind of
And
just turn it
exceptional
off.
healing.
And exceptional healing, like I don't know, Mystique just is like, seems like for me, like I started playing her with my Xavier list, and I'm like, I don't think I could not play Mystique right now. Like she's so good into a lot of the themes that are so prevalent, and I think more people should be looking and talking about Mystique again.
She has that turn zero threat too.
Yeah,
Before she
like
even gets dropped, like, it's like, oh man, he's got deception in his roster. Gotta look
yeah.
out.
Well, it's like the game that we played the other day, right? Like
Mhm.
your turn one tactics completely change if I'm running Mystique.
Right.
And if you can impact someone's play pattern and their play decisions with one character, you can't tell me that that's not like
It's
altering
still
the meta.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, super strong.
So I don't know. If I could say one character that would be considered like a dark horse, I think it's honestly Mystique because you just don't see people playing her anymore. And a lot of people,
Yeah.
especially if someone's new to the game, and you drop Mystique into them because nobody's talking about Mystique right now, they're going to be thrown for a loop. And you might want to be like, hey, by the way, Mystique does this, and this, just so you
Right.
know. Like, don't want to make you feel as
Not only
bad.
does she have a sick tactics card, watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
she's all over the
she's
place.
just consistent. Like oh, I don't remember if it was a game against you or what's the guy? I can't remember his name. I'm so sorry. Was it David or
Kyle.
Kyle? Kyle. I don't know why I was
Mhm.
thinking David.
Same thing.
Probably because
Close.
yeah, fair. Uh, anyways, sorry, Kyle. I'm bad with names. I really am. But like, I don't remember if it was my game with him or my game with you, where like just destroying the building, like just completely. Oh, I don't play Mystique Indy, so it must have been with him.
Yeah.
Destroying the building, like that ability is still just super strong. And under Chuck, like
Yeah.
I just destroyed the building just to get a power somewhere else so I could do something else. And that I love Chuck's leadership. We're gonna get to that here in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I had to say one dark horse in the current meta, it's Mystique. Like I think more
All
people should
right.
be playing Mystique right now.
I got mine. So I
Okay.
think people are catching on, but Widow 3 is a banger. I think people are actually catching on though. I think timelines might have helped that along,
Mhm.
or any number of things. Shield probably, whatever. She's strong, dude. She can play both sides super good as far as like scenario and fighting.
Mhm.
Her little objective thing is super frustrating. She gets to drop at range 2 instead of your opponent. She's good at just depending on activation order, if someone thinks they're safe, they leave their home objective alone, like on an F map or something. You can just double walk down there and get it. She's got some decent defensive tech and all that. And then when she's able to pop off with that spender, that thing's bad news, man.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And I also, just because we're going to talk about here in a little bit, I also feel like Chuck might be a little bit of a dark horse. I feel like a lot
Yep.
of discussion that I see online, from Discord to Facebook, is a lot of people are really kind of down on Chuck, and I don't understand it. I really don't. I've been playing. How long ago did I tell you that I was gonna? Because DeLuca actually talked me into it. DeLuca was like, I don't know what I want
Yeah.
to play. I'm kind of tired of X Force already. Which answers Funky White Boy's next question. But it's just X Force is still the same. Like Bishop didn't do what I wanted him to do. He didn't really change the team at all. It's just a dice affiliation. When you really look at what X Force does, it's a mobility and dice affiliation. And if you have one bad roll, no matter how clean your gameplay is, you can't. Like sometimes you just can't crawl back out of that, and
Right.
it kind of hurts. So I wanted to play something that was more engaging and something that was like something I could be more innovative with and bring back characters. And that's why I'm playing a lot of Chuck right now. So to answer the last question, Funky White Boy, did you enjoy playing X Force more when you were the only one? It's not really the fact of being the only one. I'm actually really happy that there's a lot of people playing X Force now, because that was the whole goal, was to get people to play X Force. When I was playing X Force and preaching the gospel of X Force, it was all about get more people to play X Force. So let people
Yep.
like have fun with Cable. And now that that's the case, like I'm happy about it. And now I can play other stuff and not feel obligated that I have to like play X Force. Otherwise, I'm gonna be shunned by my followers and my
My
community.
work here is done.
Yeah, like that's basically what it's like. Like I feel like I can
Yeah.
actually explore other affiliations because I'm not the banner carrier anymore. And now there's like a group of people that are playing X Force and doing really well with them.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but for me, like I love Cable still, love the characters, love the affiliation. I want something else for them. I want another leadership. I want something that I could be like Trixie with. I want something that I can get like I'm tired of vanilla and I want some Neapolitan, or I want some Rocky
There you
Road.
go.
You know what I mean? Like
Another code to crack. Yeah.
yeah. So and that's kind of like I was talking with DeLuca about it, and he's like, "You should try Chuck. Like try Xavier, because a lot of people are like trying different things with him, and he's new, and it's a lot of space to explore." And so me
Right.
and Nigel from Muse on Minis and Ghost Deer from Taco Truck been talking a lot with them, and I'm really really enjoying Chuck. I think the biggest thing that people have to complain about him is he just feels not so impactful on his turn,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the thing that gets overlooked is how impactful the leadership is and what the
Yeah.
leadership enables on top of the rerolls. So I think Sooner said it. Somebody had said it that I talk to regularly, that Charles is really a force manipulator or force multiplier. That is his
Yep.
role. But not to mention, like his attacks are pretty freaking cool. Like
Yeah,
spend
dude.
one power, 6
Yeah.
dice, you're probably doing 1 damage, and you're probably advancing someone their speed. Like you literally have deception on a stick with Charles. Like
Yep.
you have, but you can advance them anywhere you want. You can't tell me that's not good. I loved it on Cassandra Nova when she had it, but I swear he gets it off better than she does. I don't know if hers was 5 dice or what, but I swear he gets it off better. Maybe he has
Yeah.
better power generation because of the leadership.
Mm-hmm.
But like that 1 cost spender is so cool. And then like his builder, Wild Root, like Wild
So
Root
good.
upsets so many things. Like it's so good. And like let's look at our game, right? And the game that you watched when I played Kyle. I don't know if you've seen any other Charles Xavier games, but he's got 226, right? And
Yep.
people can pay 2 and lower his defenses. But more often than not, the people that are attacking Charles don't have the economy or the power to really lower his defenses as much as you would think that they could. Like
Yeah.
other characters, like let's look at Mysterio. I'm drawing a blank. Ebony Maw. Other characters that have
Enchantress,
this
yeah.
Enchantress. The other characters that have this like mechanic would always like kind of crumble in the past because well by mid to late game, it doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
But every time like out of I don't know over 10 games, I could count on one hand how many times somebody has reduced his defense. Like
Yeah.
it does not happen very often.
Yeah, especially early game. You don't want to just burn that 2 extra power for that. That's like it's such a bummer having to lose power that quick.
Well, he's just attacks, right? Like
Yep.
him being on the table just becomes an instant tax for your opponent. Whether you want to attack him putting Rude out, the fact that your economy is instantly better. Um,
Mhm.
I really enjoy playing him because you get that. Now his turns, sure, they're not like super impactful to the point of he can't move, flip a point, and then spend a superpower to bounce around, flip another point,
Right.
and he can't do all this stuff. But not every character needs to be doing this stuff. Otherwise, we're too there's too much like the game becomes too homogenous. It becomes too
Right.
much same, and it's not fun at that point. Like I enjoy the fact that he on paper is very very simple, but on
Yeah.
the table he impacts way more than what you would
Yep.
think he does.
Yeah, you gotta look bigger picture with the affiliation or whatever the roster that you make. You gotta look bigger picture. Yeah, like you said, he's not gonna roll up, do some crazy 12 dice thing and take somebody out one shot.
I mean, he
He's
can like he
I
can
mean,
he,
yeah,
if
he
he
can.
goes in astral duels another Charles like
Yeah, but I
uh
mean but that's even more to the point. He's not gonna that's not his goal,
yeah.
but when it comes down to it and Chuck needs to get down, he can, that's sick.
Oh yeah. No, I'm loving him. Um, every time I play, I'm just like, man, this is exciting. I found something new. I'm gonna try this out. And man,
Yeah,
Kitty is a
he
baller.
rules, dude.
Man,
Yeah, he
anybody
rules.
who has not played Kitty yet or played into Kitty, you are missing out. Like Kitty is such a phenomenal character to play with and play against, and just see the cool things that she can do. On
Yeah,
paper, she looks like she's gonna die. She's
yep.
not gonna hit very hard.
Not really
But
doing much. Yeah,
but
exactly.
she is like one shotting people with that tangible strike, and like I've seen like 10 dice go into her, and she's just like, I'm
No
gonna
biggie.
Xavier's dream it. Like we're fine.
Oh, yeah, that
Oh,
card.
that card.
Good
That
stuff.
card's the new broken card, right? X-Men are in a fine spot right now, in my opinion.
Oh,
But no,
yeah, absolutely.
Kitty's so much fun. And also what I love about Kitty the most is she can boost defense or dodge. And
Yep,
that is really cool. Like being able to just say, hey, this person who's only rolling 2 dice for a dodge is now rolling 4. Yeah, it doesn't
yeah,
always pan out,
pretty legit.
but like under Chuck, it's super cool because even if it didn't pan out and like you whiff the dodge, you're still getting the benefit off of it because of the leadership, and you're going to pass the power to somebody else that you're going to turn into something new.
Yep,
So I love that recycling effect of the
yeah,
leadership.
keeps the
And
power train going.
then like I've been enjoying Nightcrawler and Magic, and I'm having such a conundrum with this Lissa because the 4s, and I don't know if
Have
I
you
want
done much with
Wolverine or
Iceman?
Rogue. I need to play him still. I
Yeah.
just I don't know. I look at him and I see he looks really good under Scott.
Yeah,
And
okay, I can
then
see that.
that's like because like he's got a beam. Like
Mhm.
he'll like really be throwing out power. But under Chuck, I don't know. Like he just seems like I need to play him. I really do. But he's
Yeah.
not on my list, and I don't really have time because I don't know if you want to shout out tournament now, but Joey's running a LVIS here in Jacksonville in what a week and a half on the 20th. If
Yep,
you are
Saturday
interested
the
in
20th.
coming, what hotel is it at?
I don't remember actually I can pull it up. It's at the Marriott.
Okay.
Um, yeah, we got some legit sponsors actually. I got one for sure, possibly two different tattoo shops sponsoring it, which is rad. They're hooking me up with gift certificates and all that. Just to sign up, we got like swag stuff, and it's not like cheap stickers and stuff. It's actual swag. It's good stuff.
Leave it a surprise
Uh,
because it's cool.
we got the first place trophies, a sick wrestling belt. So I mean, trying to do it big, want to keep it going. So
Yeah. So it's like a local tournament with high ambitions and probably the best prize pool you'll ever see for like a local tournament if you really think about it.
yeah,
Like I said, you got a wrestling belt for first place. You got number two, it's an LVOAS, so if that interests you, get your
yep,
qualifier in for LVO. Number three, tattoo certificates. Like what?
yes,
Like
sir.
where are you gonna go play at a miniature tournament and potentially win a tattoo certificate, like a gift certificate?
That's right. Helps to know people, man.
Yeah. And door prizes just for coming to play. So if you're interested, go ahead and hit us up. Get signed up on Lawn Shanks because there's only 16 spots, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to look at the venue this Friday.
Mhm.
We're gonna try to figure out layout and all that stuff. If there's somehow room, I will try to open more slots if that's a thing. But yeah, so as of right now, it's looking like 16. So
Okay. So get signed up. There's it's only like what, not even 10 right now.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's 6 right now, 7 currently.
And if you've shown interest in going and you haven't signed up on Lawn Shanks, get signed up on Lawn Shanks so that way it's actually like your spots reserved.
Right, because
So
there's a handful of people that I've spoken to, and they are 100% going, but they haven't signed up yet. Lazy gamers, but like I said, if there's
MCP.
not room for more than 16, snooze you lose, because it's gonna be a good one.
Absolutely. All right, so I guess we can talk a little bit more about this checklist because you played into it.
Yep.
And one of the coolest things that we had is everybody talks about how insane Mystique, Hulk, and Jugs is on Senators. And playing the checklist into Mystique on Senators was really like one of the coolest things that I've seen happen in MCP in a while has happened. And we literally canceled each other's jank out round one. We both spent like 3 tactics cards and the jank just completely canceled out and we both went to parity round one. It was 5-5.
Yeah.
It was just like
Yep.
I've never like I didn't expect. I thought one of us was gonna get something to pop off, but every little thing just canceled each other out. I had a little barrier in the way of Juggernaut that helped out a
Dude,
lot.
so funny.
But it was really cool to like actually have that happen and really like put a lot of faith for me into this checklist that it can go toe to toe with Mystique on Senators. And then it also really made me be like, man, I've never really given Brotherhood like a serious like go, and it makes me want to like. I was like, maybe I should put Mags in my slot instead of Ultron because
Dude,
that's more fair.
he can explode some stuff.
Like I'm kind of like just think about it, right? I already got Mystique, Rogue's in the
Mhm.
list on an E shape. If I just went like E15, just Mags, Mystique, Rogue, like
Throw
like,
everything. Yeah, shoot
yeah,
everything.
yeah, he
Great
should
time.
survive. It's fine. I just look at the card space for it, which is the worst part about it. Like that list
Yeah.
is so tight. X-Men have so many good. Like Xavier's Dream is so good. Cerebro
That
makes me
card
want to bring
is
it.
sick.
Faithful Companion is like dirty.
Yeah.
Like
That one almost
man,
got me at my ass too.
yeah.
I forgot all
good
about
times.
that card.
That card's good. Like
It is.
just
It's
randomly, you're just like, oh, it's like tricks and traps, right? You're like
sick.
just
Mhm.
one of those things that go to the back of your mind, and then you do something, and you're like, oh my god, I might die here, and then I lose half of an activation. I haven't done anything impactful to the board state yet.
You always start sweating on those moments too, where you try to do a reaction like that, and you only have 3
Yeah.
health left, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna attack you during your turn." By the way, and you're just
By the
like, "Damn
way,
it, this is it."
game over.
Yep.
Oh man. But yeah, so like I'm loving the X-Men right now. I haven't given up on X-Force. Like I still play them. But like I'm really just giving Chuck a gold college try, right? Just giving them I'm having a lot of fun with it too. And anybody who is like I really want Chuck to be good, just play them. Like don't listen to the internet. Just play them.
Think
Have
outside the
fun with
box
it.
and play them. Yep.
I mean, think outside the box, but not too much because you should absolutely be playing Kitty and Nightcrawler
They're outside
and
the box, so
yeah,
right?
I guess they're outside his box. Um, but Kitty is such a baller under him. Like even Magic too. Like I love playing Magic under Chuck because she gets his train rolling. And same thing with Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler just like one power, they get the whole entire machine rolling to like full
Oh
efficiency.
yeah.
And I would argue that Chuck has better like round one extract grabs than Understorm ever did. Like with the characters that are available now, like I just between To Me My X-Men and Magic and Nightcrawler and what Kitty can do, you have so much like round one jank. You don't need eyes, and you could do a lot of crazy stuff.
Right.
Practice it, definitely practice it, but it's like
Right.
it's awesome that you can pull off that stuff that is available to you. It's great.
Yeah, and yeah, it's kind of like it'll hit you by surprise sometimes too.
All right. So what have you been working on? I've been working on X-Men, obviously. You played Brotherhood Foes, and you had webs on your your box the other day. So what have you been working
Yeah,
on?
dude. Well, Brotherhood was like one of my first loves too. So I played them in the Timelines event, and both of my games went super well. And I remembered how much fun I had playing Brotherhood. So I was like, man, let me break them back out. Swap some stuff around. So I've been toying around with them a little bit, adding some foes to the mix, which has been pretty fun. Um, let's see. Yeah, dude. We spoke a little bit. I was, I'm still kicking myself for it, but I was gonna run the Hellfire Webs roster for the Challenger event at Adepticon, but I kind of bailed out last second. But I'm revisiting that one, and I think I got a little bit better of a roster than I did even before then.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna definitely give that one a shot. Um, and then foes, I kind of left. So I had a pretty solid run with foes for a couple months, like leading up to Cherokee, and then after Cherokee, I just kind of switched it up because I played so much of them. But I haven't really changed anything with that roster, but I'm just trying to get more games in them to get ready for when the new foes box comes out. Um, yeah, I mean that's I tried Defenders. I tried a couple Defenders games, and it's just for me, it's just not my style because I just been finding maybe it's just the scenarios and stuff. I found myself using more of Doctor Strange's leadership than Daredevil, because most of the characters in my roster they don't want to be at range 2, so it's
Yeah.
like you're not going to benefit from Daredevil's leadership. So I kind of put them on the back burner. I was going to do that to kind of kill some time until foes came out, but I think I'm just going to rock Brotherhood and that Hellfire Webs roster and see how that rides.
Yeah. Well, you don't got too long to wait. I think what foes start coming out next month or the month
Yeah, I
after.
think the 17th, so it's
Yeah.
not far at all.
Yeah. All right. Well, is there anything else that you would like to hit today before we close out here?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I think we pretty much got caught up.
All right. So we're gonna get back into, like I said, weekly episodes and getting back into more of the deeper dive topics, especially because now the game has definitely changed since the last time we talked about deep dive topics. We'll stop doing these crazy rambling catch up episodes because we'll be more consistent. Get Joey a mic. Get back into the game, right? So we're doing it. We're here. I'm not going anywhere. Joey's not going anywhere. We'll get Sam back. Tax season's almost over, and your rogue agents will be whole again. So we're getting it ready, getting come back with a vengeance. And we have been the rogue agents, and play Xavier's dream because it's broken.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
Maximum effort.
In this war, there's no surrender.
You don't like a fair fight. He's out of line, but he's right.
Who the hell is Bucky? I think you're wrong. Which part? All of it.
All right, we did it.
Shade.